Hey everyone, you've probably heard that phrase exponential growth thrown around all the time, right? It's used to describe pretty much anything that gets big fast. But what does it really mean? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and really dig into the power of percentage-based growth. You'll see how this one simple idea is the hidden engine behind everything from wildlife populations to the money in your bank account. So here's what we've got on tap. We're going to start by comparing two different kinds of growth side by side. Then we'll get into the math, the blueprint behind it all. After that, we'll use that blueprint to model some real-world stuff, see how it makes your money grow, and wrap up by discovering a really fascinating, almost magical number that puts a speed limit on all growth. All right, to kick things off, let's start with a simple thought experiment. Imagine you've got two companies. They're both looking to expand. Company A decides it's going to add a nice, steady 50 stores every single year. Company B, on the other hand, decides to grow by 50% each year. Now, which one do you think ends up bigger in the long run? This really gets to the heart of the two types of growth we're talking about. You've got linear growth, which is predictable, steady. You just add the same chunk over and over. But then you've got exponential growth, and this is multiplicative. You're not adding a fixed number, you're multiplying by a percentage of whatever you currently have. And that right there is the secret sauce. The bigger you get, the faster you grow. It's a total game changer. Okay, so let's look at the numbers. They both start with 100 stores. After year one, they're dead even at 150. No big deal, right? But this is where things get interesting. In year two, Company A just adds another 50, taking it to 200. But Company B? It adds 50% of its new total of 150, which is 75 stores. So it jumps all the way to 225. And you can see that gap is just starting to open up. And wow, just fast forward 5 years and look at this. Company A is doing fine, they're at 350 stores. That's great. But Company B is an absolute monster. It's sitting at over 750 stores, more than double Company A. This visual just perfectly captures the mind-blowing power of compounding. That percentage just keeps building on itself, and the growth goes vertical. So, that crazy curve we just saw, it's not random, it's not magic, it's all described by a very specific mathematical formula, a kind of blueprint. So let's pop the hood and take a look at the engine that drives this incredible growth. And here it is. This is the whole shebang, the general form of an exponential function. It might look kind of simple, but those three little letters, A, B, and X, that's all you need to describe a huge number of things in the world, from bacteria in a petri dish to the spread of a viral video. Let's break down what each part does. So A is just your starting line. For our companies, that was 100. Simple enough. And X is just time, the number of years or cycles we run this for. But B is the real star of the show. That's the growth factor. For our company that grew by 50%, its B value was 1.5. It's the multiplier. Now, this B value tells you everything you need to know. If B is bigger than 1, you've got growth, and that curve is going to shoot for the moon. Think population growth. But if B is a fraction, between 0 and 1, you get the exact opposite. You get exponential decay, where the curve flattens out over time. Think about something like the half-life of a radioactive element. Okay, so now that we have this blueprint, we can actually become mathematical detectives. It's pretty cool. If you give me just 2 points in time for something that's growing exponentially, we can figure out the exact formula that's driving it. Let's try it out with a real-world example. Say a wildlife refuge starts out with 80 deer back in 2006. We come back 6 years later in 2012, and now there are 180 deer. So, can we build a model to predict their future population? You bet we can. The process is actually pretty straightforward. First, we know our starting value, A, is 80. Then we just plug in what we know from our second data point. Our final amount is 180, and our time X is 6 years. That gives us this little equation. 180 equals 80 times b to the power of 6. Now all we have to do is a little bit of algebra to figure out what b is. And boom, here's our model. The number of deer over time equals 80 times 1.1447 to the power of t. So what does that growth factor, that 1.1447, actually tell us? Well, it tells us that the deer population is growing at a rate of about 14.5% per year. And now we can use this to predict how many deer there will be at any point in the future. Pretty cool, huh? And what's really neat is that this exact same logic works in reverse for decay. Take something like radon-222, which we know decays by about 17.3% every day. We'd use the same formula, but our b value would be less than 1. In this case, it'd be 1 minus 0.173, showing us exactly how that 100 milligram sample just shrinks over time. All right, let's shift gears to probably the most famous, and let's be honest, the most useful application of all this: your money. This is where exponential functions can literally pay off. We're talking about compound interest. Now, I know what you're thinking. This formula looks a little more complicated, maybe a bit intimidating. But I promise you, it is the exact same structure we've been using all along. That p at the front, that's just our initial value a. That whole chunk in the parentheses, that's just a fancier way of writing our growth factor b. And the nt up top, that's just our time x. It's the same engine, just with a few extra bells and whistles for finance. So here's the quick breakdown. P is the principal, that's the money you start with. R is your annual interest rate. T is the number of years you let it sit. And N is the really important one here. That's how many times per year they calculate your interest. And the more often they do that, the faster your money is going to grow. So what does this actually look like? Well, let's say you invest $3,000 for 10 years at a 3% interest rate, and it gets compounded quarterly, so 4 times a year. At the end of that 10 years, you'd have over $4,000. That's more than $1,000 you made just by letting your money sit there, all because the interest you earned started earning its own interest. That's the magic of compounding. Okay, so this brings up a really fascinating question. If compounding more often is better, what happens if we just keep cranking it up? What if we compound monthly, daily? What if we compound every single second? Does your money just rocket off to infinity? You know, you'd think so, but the answer is no. It's super weird. Take a look at what happens to $1 at 100% interest for 1 year. As we compound more and more often, yeah, the final amount gets bigger, but look at the jumps. They get smaller and smaller and smaller. The value isn't running away. It's zeroing in on a very specific number. It's approaching a limit. So where exactly are these numbers heading? As we slice time into infinitely small pieces and compound every single instant, do we just hit a wall? Is there some kind of natural speed limit for growth? Well, the answer is yes, and that limit is one of the most important and famous numbers in all of math, the number e. Just like pi, e is this special, irrational number that just pops up everywhere in nature and finance. It basically represents the absolute maximum potential of any growth process that is happening continuously. And that discovery gives us our final and maybe most elegant formula of all. This is the one you use for things that are truly continuously growing, not just every quarter or every day, but every single microsecond. All you need is your starting amount p, your rate r, your time t, and our new friend e. This is the ultimate model for exponential growth. So the big takeaway here is that exponential growth isn't just some abstract idea from a math textbook. It's the hidden code behind how populations grow, how money works, how technology advances. It's everywhere. Which leads me to a final question for you. Now that you can spot it, what's one thing in your life that follows this powerful exponential curve?